10 years ago, I was in a really bad car accident where I broke my back and was told I'd never walk again. I became a crack cocaine addict, a severe alcoholic, popped all the pills, and just was like actively trying to kill myself. If you want to die, go die. But if you want to live and you want to step in, I'll step in with you. I've been sober since August 17th, 2018.
Wow.
I cried for a solid hour out there.
There's a reason you're still here, and that reason is what fuels you.
That's all I ever wanted to do was help one person. The fact that I get to help multiple, that's the dream.
Hello, hello. I want to welcome Dustin Gawne to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. Dustin is a local in my community. He's a podcaster. He is such a source of inspiration, running for local council as well. So getting a little bit into politics, which I love. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You have such an incredible story, so I can't wait for everyone to hear that too. But let's get into a little bit of who you are and what you're up to.
First off, I thank you for having me. This is a treat being on the other side of a podcast, being interviewed. So thank you. Like you said, I'm a podcaster. I host a podcast called Alternative Highs, and Alternative Highs came into my life about 6 years ago. Um, I sobered up about 8 years ago, so I was in that spot of life of just starting sobriety because that first year it's a little weird. You're trying to figure out who you are, what you are, how you are,
Hmm.
and just to take it back a little bit further. 10 years ago, I was in a really bad car accident where I broke my back and was told I'd never walk again. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. Um, so shortly thereafter getting released from the hospital, I became a crack cocaine addict, a severe alcoholic, um, popped all the pills, and just was like actively trying to kill myself. Um, and that's not easy for anybody to hear, and it's unfortunately it's part of our world. It's part of our lives in our community. We see it everywhere.
Hmm.
Um,
Well,
so
and I mean, getting that kind of diagnosis that you're never going to walk again either is, I can't imagine,
it was the
what,
worst thing. I
yeah,
got my hair stand up just talking about it because
yeah.
I still don't feel, but I'll outbike you and I'll out walk you and I'll do whatever I can just to stay up here. But
You
um,
mean you can't
eh,
feel anything?
so for instance,
Yeah.
this is still illegal too, but I'm good to talk about it now. 5 years ago, a very close friend of mine was struggling in life. It was during COVID. Omicron had just hit the Ontario, and he was told he had a week to live, and he just asked if I would spend it with him. And we hadn't been talking for a long time because I just told you I'd sobered up, and he was still, regardless where he was at that point, he had been clean for a while, and he just said, "Hey, Dallas, you get me through this last little bit." He ended up living for 3 months, longer than the 1 week. So
Wow.
we were blessed to get to spend that time with him. Um, in that 3 months, one of his family members had asked for a ride to Toronto to a doctor's appointment. I, at that point, was training to bike across Canada. I had all these cool sponsorships with, I'm not going to drop their names because it went south. However, it was so cool. Like
Oh,
it
that's
was one of those once in a lifetime opportunities. And long story short, he asked me the day of, and it's kind of like a dying man's last wish. How do you say no?
yeah.
So I did, and I got a third-degree burn on my butt from the heated car seat, and I drove the whole way to Toronto, not knowing
Oh
that's
my
how
goodness.
much I don't feel. So
Whoa.
that was a really strong story to prove a point that I of what I don't feel.
Wow.
However, smack of my legs, this side of my legs, I can feel.
Huh.
Not one thing on the backside though.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense. Oh my
That's
goodness.
it's a little intense.
Yeah. Holy. Okay, I got it.
So so I we'll rewind again. I in that time of being an addict, I also found myself in trouble with the law, and I got arrested, and I was charged later to be dropped. Thank God. Um, just because carrying around that type of charge, trafficking, would have not been. It wasn't something that I wanted to carry around with me for life. Um, Shortly thereafter, I overdosed, and it 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 was uh, something that wasn't meant to be. Just wasn't meant to be because I woke up in my own mess, and I don't know if I was supposed to wake up, but I woke up and I had all these pictures of my nieces and my kids on my fridge, and in that moment, I can vividly remember thinking like, who do you think you are? Like, why do you feel so entitled to just end it all just because you're having a rough time, bud? And I didn't quit that day. I don't even it was that was maybe like November. No, that was like February, March, somewhere in that time. And it would take till August before I actually quit. And I only quit by accident. If you've ever heard of somebody quitting crack cocaine and a 60 ounce of vodka and 40 pills and two packs of cigarettes a day, an accident, I'd like to dap them up because it was weird. Um, my
So what
aunt
do
and
you mean
uncle.
quit by accident? How do you explain that?
So my aunt and uncle, um, their son was my age. I was 35 at this time, and their son was my age when he died of cirrhosis.
Mm,
Um, and those two, I get to see them two, three times a year. They're from England, and I really love them. They were my favorite. They both passed in the last year, and RIP. Um,
I hear that.
yeah, I really miss them. Anyhow, they came in for a wedding, and I was at the like, you keep finding that rock bottom, and you think you've hit rock bottom, then you find there's a little bit lower to go. I had finally hit it. I had to move back in with my mom and dad at 35 after having my own place for however long. Um, you know, and I was like, I won't do it around them. They'd already been through enough. They'd seen their son. I made it 3 weeks. And, for anybody that knows when you quit something, it gets a little hard on you. By
Mm,
the time they left, I was in full, like,
like withdrawal.
oh God. And my uncle found me a couple times on the bathroom floor, and he was 90 some odd years old, and he was an old Navy officer, like just a beautiful human, but like tap me in, you'll be all right. So by the time they left, I was full blown, just trying to get out of that. And I was like, well, you made it this long. Let's see if we can do it. So it was the next day. The next day. I never
So
put months ahead. I was like just one day
wow.
at a
Get
time.
one just for one day. So your aunt and uncle came to visit, and during that time, you're like, I'm not going to do this around them, not realizing like you're actually like stopping everything.
Yeah.
What amount of respect though you had for them to like, because how are you even in the mindset? Because like clearly you were definitely high all 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
So,
amazing.
well, let's rewind again, man. This is August. So July the 4th, no, the 5th, I met, there's this lovely woman that used to take care of me on PD. They were called PA days when I went to school, but
Yes.
she took
I still call
care
them.
of me. Yeah, she's one of my favorite people. I love her with all of my heart. I always have. I always will. Um, she was home. She went off to school, then she met this great guy, and then they traveled, and he was a dog. Da 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 da. She's home. I'm getting flowers. I don't know what for, who for. I was apologizing for something, but she saw me and I was a mess. And she's like, "Hey Dallas, how you doing?" Like always checking in on me. And I got messages from all through the years where she would just check on me.
Yeah.
And then she looked at me and she's like, I think it's time that you come and you see my husband, Jode. And reluctantly, I did the very next week. I think
What
that
does your
was a long
husband do?
weekend. He is a owner of, I'm going to give out a plug for Southwest
Sure.
Pain Relief. Uh, they have a pain relief. He's a chiropractor. He found this really cool technology. And I went out, I seen him. I was actively using, I was smoking, I was drinking. I would do this. I would go to their one office, which was, I don't even like admitting this, but in West Lauren, I was getting there, I was doing my thing. I was doing drugs in their office, in their bathroom. Um, I was bad. And the one day he sat me down and he goes, you know, my wife really likes you. I don't really care. If you want to die, go die. I'll come to your funeral. I'll hold my wife. I'll make sure she's okay. And but if you want to live and you want to step in, I'll step in with you. And that was so lots of people want to be the person that says, "Hey, I got you to quit drinking. I got you." That little bit of compassion and that little bit of love and like just saying I don't give a shit if you die or not, because that's where I was. I didn't give a shit either.
Yeah.
But like that moment was cool. It was like, oh shit or get off the pot, big guy. And like that was sometime in August. And I've been sober since August 17th, 2018.
Wow.
So I
Amazing. Like, congratulations. That's a long time.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
and what a feeling it is. Like crazy. I've dropped 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Um, but like from that moment on, about 3 months into it, I was like into sobriety. I was like, oh, I need to be an influencer. I need to go and change everybody's lives. I had a meeting with this social media guy who I'd been watching. I was like, I'm the guy. I should do this. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Pardon my French. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, I remember getting to the end of it. I'm like, I'm that cheesy guy. I'm cringy. That's cringe. The fact that I just said everything I just said in that particular order, I said, you know what? Let's hold off. I need to get something behind me. I need to get some credit here. I need to do some things. I need to cross off some big milestones and then I'll start this thing.
Mm.
So I started a 25-day 100-kilometer challenge. And
Yeah.
I
Thank
hadn't
you for
walked more
that.
than 300 meters at that time. I walked over 1,000 kilometers.
Wow.
Then I grew up in Rondeau. My parents' cottage is out there. There's been hundreds of bullshitters that talked about swimming across Rondeau Bay, but never did I ever see one. I swam across Rondeau Bay in 6 hours and 25 minutes.
6 hours.
It was stupid. Don't ever do it. I hated myself after that. My blood was so angry with me. And then
Wow.
that day,
That's
this
that's
old
amazing.
man, he hate me for calling him old man. Bruno is the most beautiful human. He's retired and he turned it up. He does about 5 Ironmans a year. There
Whoa.
ain't nobody keeping up. Anyhow, this old Frenchman brought me a bicycle and he's like, here, go ride. Okay, dickhead. I can barely get my legs up, but yeah, let's put me on a bicycle. And like,
I think I might know
instead
who
of,
you're talking about.
you probably do, instead of putting myself in that box, I was like, I'll entertain him and I'll show him and I'll fall. And I was like, I rode around in a circle and he's videoing it. Hey, duty, riding in circles. And I was like giggling, but I was like, at that moment, I was like, you're the only person getting in your way right now. Like, once you remove yourself from that box of insecurities and what you look like walking or biking or who gives
Yeah.
a flying shit.
Yep.
And
Nobody cares
from
as much
that
as we do.
from that second, like that next day, I rode my bike to my most favorite place in the whole world. I went to the point in Rondo. I didn't think I'd ever see it again. I bawled. I mean, I started crying now. I cried for a solid hour out there. It was just one of those moments. It it was much bigger than I'll ever be or ever thought I was or what life can be. Wasn't about material things, and it wasn't about what I was doing or how I was doing. It was all the stuff that I had with me this whole time. I took everything for granted. Nobody understands when you lose your legs. Fuck, I wish I would have walked a little bit more. Nobody says that when they wake up in the morning. They're all not there, and I don't want to put anybody in that spot, but we're so worried about how we're going to pay for our things
Hmm.
rather than give ourselves the best thing we can, which is a healthy lifestyle. From
Hmm.
that moment on, I've made everything about fitness. I've made it about lifestyle choices. I've made it about how we be a better dad, how I can be a better son. I mean, I'm always working on those things because I can still get everybody to get a little pissy with me,
Hmm.
but I like to keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
what else are we here for other than to expand? Like that's what we're here to do, you know?
some are, some
Yeah.
are, some are here to
Well, and what does
just
Tony Robbins always say? Constant and never-ending improvement.
mm,
Like that's the journey.
it's all about the journey. It's
Yeah.
not about the destination.
Yep. Well, because once you reach the destination, you already have another one in mind.
I've
There's
never
never an
reached
end.
it.
Yeah.
I decided there was no
There
destination.
isn't. Yeah.
It's all just chapters now.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wow. So you started riding
Yeah. And
bike.
I and then that's where we got to me training to cross Canada.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's do 6,000 kilometers. Boom. My doctor got in with me. Actually, so before it was alternative highs, it's the bike or the walk was the first thing that we started. Excuses are gone. I play on my last name, and it was just a fun way. And literally, we're out in Paxton's Bush. You'll know it,
Yep.
maybe not everybody, but hey, you're that guy. We're doing your challenge with you.
Okay.
It was so cool. And at the end of it, I did a half marathon, and that wasn't so much fun, but I still did a half marathon.
That's
And
amazing. I mean,
those
somebody
excuses,
who's told they're never going to walk again.
yeah. And then, like, I talked my doctor into being my partner. So
Cool.
excuses are gone was retired, and my doctor went to University of Western. Um, he went with a very high up Rogers executive,
Hmm.
and they started this thing in university because they weren't partiers, and they just wanted to promote lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. And he's got a really great. I don't want to. I don't want to wreck his story because I can't remember it exactly. All I remember is somebody was dressed up as a condom, which is hilarious to think of a doctor dressed up that way. But they called themselves Alternative Highs. So when I asked him and his son to partner up with me, the they agreed. First rule was is excuses are gone. Is it's a really cool name for you and your boat someday, but um, as for us, it's not working. So let's change that. So they gave me a bunch of names. We all came to the table, and he said Alternative Highs before I really understood what it meant to him. And I was like, YouTube channel, A algorithm, we'll go that route. And then as we were growing together, he told me like how much this really meant to him and what it was, and like me being the face of it now and building into something that we can all be proud of. And like I don't even really. I just tell him now, hey, I got this cool thing. We're gonna sure, whatever, let's go. He's right there. He's my one of my biggest supporters. Obviously, my parents being number one, and my fiance being there. It's I'm always I'm always ready to do something. I'm at this point where now I'm like, let's go jump out of some planes.
Right. Bigger, bigger, bigger.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about the podcast, Alternative Highs.
So Alternative Highs was created. So I told you that that bike ride got wiped out for me. So I can't do the long distance anymore, just due to my butt can't heal properly.
Hmm.
And you're on a seat, and I've never quit biking, and I'll never will. I've just changed my style of riding. So I had this opportunity to raise some money with Sick Kids Hospital. The goal was $1 million, and it was a ride from Windsor to Toronto.
Hmm.
This is another failed attempt. I'm good with failure. So Alternative Highs was born the day we decided this ride. We'd all come together. They're like, oh, Dustin, your story, this idea, this is huge. We had PR team, we had this team, we had everything was going. When I tell you that that was July, it was July the 4th, day before I met Jody. So July the 4th, um, I started my YouTube channel. I was like, I need to promote this. I wanted to do a podcast. So I started with my cell phone, a, a little light, and some Lavelle. Is that how you pronounce that? Lapel mics.
Yeah.
And I started this. It was like the first 5 episodes were my resume, an online resume of who I am, what I am, why I'm doing this. And then I just, man, so many people just like my hero from when I was in public school got on the podcast, and
Awesome.
the mayor got on the podcast, and like all these Olympian got on the podcast. And it was just, the more I did, the more I was like, I don't really care about, because it's all about subs and views, right?
Sure,
We're
yeah.
always chasing the likes. um it's not about that.
Mm.
It's because I don't get that and I don't have that, and it doesn't really matter because the few people that watch it always, like, I get them in the background all the time. And it was like, I was in a restaurant the other day and came up and they said, "Hey, that was really cool. Like, I loved the Michael Robson interview." I was like, "Fuck yeah,
That's cool
yeah,
when you're in
that's
public, eh?
yeah,
I agree. I don't have a lot of that either, but I was in like Shoppers Drug Mart and someone's like, "Hey, I love your stuff." And I was like,
yeah." I know.
I'm
Would you?
glad. That's why
I
I
hit a
make it.
milestone today. I'll share it with you.
Yeah.
I I've been doing this. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary
Well,
next month. I hit 500 subscribers today. That was
that's
so much work
amazing.
to get to 500 subscribers. I have thousands between Instagram, Facebook, and my other platforms.
Yeah.
I say thousands and not tens of thousands, but I thought it would have been a little bit easier. It was not. And it's a lot of work. But the people I do have, thankful for them. I love them because they
Well,
give me their time, they give me
yeah.
the whole video, and they're I
Well, and
mean,
I'm sure the people who are watching too, there's one thing in growing slow. Sometimes it's a good thing because the quality of the people who are engaging with your content is better. You know,
mhm,
it's one thing to just like, oh, you've got all these followers, but if they're not actually watching your content, they're not commenting, they're not doing all those things. I think it's better to have a smaller engaged
yeah.
audience, you know,
I'll
who really like are there for you. Like they want it. Like, when's the
I'll
next
tell
video?
you, one of my first, like, top first 5 interviews, like, I have this really great network. Like, considering where I was, where I've been, and where I'm at now, it's
Mhm.
wild. Like, all walks of life, CEOs, drug out, everybody. And there's this one guy, him and his wife, both content creators, but this one guy, he raised 3 kids, 2 boys, or like, I remember going up to them in the gym and saying, whatever you guys do in life, hit me up because I want to be an investor. Just the way they moved. And then I got to meet their dad, and I was like, oh, this all checks. And I did an interview with him, and he was so cool. Like, his story was just, I sat on the floor at the gym pretending to stretch, and I was there for 2 hours by the time we finished. So I
Wow.
was like, can you come on? Anyhow, I was like, let's do a podcast. Comes on, and fuck, the numbers went just AWOL and
Well,
comments out the wazoo. I was like, shit, I'm pretty good at this thing, man. He had 70,000 YouTube subscribers.
wow.
Yeah, so like, it was humbling experience for one episode.
Well, he must have great energy.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table.
That's amazing. Well, I
Yeah,
think you bring a lot to the table because I don't know anybody who has gone through what you've gone through and is just like here and like giving their all to everything.
yeah.
So I
But
think, yeah.
the alternative is, it's very, it's dark and it's sad, and there's so much more that we can do, and it's easier said than done. Like, that's why I try to
Sure.
be out there, and I put, like you said, I'm running for council. I'm doing that just to help with the change. I've lived it. I
Mhm.
know what it takes, and I just want to be better for my community. So we can all sit there and cry in bed. That's easy.
Yeah.
Uh, it's hard work is showing up.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, you have to want to really help people to do something like what you're doing. I mean, running for council and putting yourself out there in that way, you're open to scrutiny, you're open to whatever, right? But
Mhm.
also, it's a commitment. It's such a huge commitment for people to make. And I think sometimes that's easily overlooked, right? It's easy to say,
Yeah,
oh, you're just the, and you work for us and you gotta, how we tend to treat counselors from what you see online and all that. But
yeah. Hmm.
but it's such a commitment and I think it deserves respect. But yes, I mean you're signing up to be a servant to the
Yeah,
people, right?
yeah,
To the causes too that
yeah.
you champion. And I think that's like it's admirable. It's not something that everybody just is like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I mean, I'm not doing it. Like
Yeah.
I have too many kids.
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
That's right.
It's
It's what
had
sets
I
you
not
apart.
heard some people be so loud and gross about how they wanted to treat the community, I don't even know if I would have got invested in it. But
Yeah.
I've never done a day of, I don't even know politics. I have no, however, I know change and I know how much work it is. And I feel like I bring a lot to the table with that. So,
I think it's good though when you can remove that sometimes, right? Because I think we need a mixture of both. I think we need
hmm
people who know that really well, but I also think we need people who think differently. And if
hmm
everybody has the same experience and the same background and, have been in politics for however long, they're not going to think the same way that you're going to think.
no,
And
no,
that's what's needed. I think is a good mixture of people with different points of view because
absolutely.
otherwise we're all doing the same thing, thinking the same way, and it's not working,
No,
right?
it's nothing. Eh, you can, I don't even know what analogy I was just going to use, but you're absolutely right. It's just a little bit of tweaking, a little bit. I feel we have a really beautiful setup. I feel
Mhm.
like we just need a little bit more to get the
Well, it's time to
caboose
shake things up
moving.
a little bit, I think. I think that's what it is sometimes too, is that, people, I believe that people are there to serve for a time. And I
Mhm.
think that, when you spend too much time there, and I'm not talking about anyone specifically, but I think in general, even when you look at board of directors, like when you have someone new come in, it's new energy. It
Yep.
challenges, you're looking at things from a fresh perspective, but also it's like we don't do things the way we've always done things,
Yeah.
unless it's
Mhm.
really working, right? Unless it's
Yeah.
working, then keep that part. But then the parts
Mhm.
that aren't working, okay, it's time for some new, fresh ideas, right?
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I love that you're running for council. Like, I just think it's amazing. So I wish you the most luck in your race. And
appreciate it.
if I'm a huge manifestation person, so
Yeah.
just keep your eye on
I
you being
do.
there.
Yeah.
I think that the more that we actualize ourselves in the roles where we want to be, where we're actually looking towards, seeing ourselves in that way and how we actually want to impact the world, and knowing that and being really clear about that, I think that's how we get to those places where we want to be. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Sorry, my eyes are. It's the poplar trees, man. This fuzzy stuff in the air.
Trust me, I'm a hot mess when I'm outside. I popped a couple pills just before we came on here to help
Those
myself.
allergy, like I have eye drops that man, I don't know. Every year before I found these eye drops, I'm a disaster. Like I'm pulling stuff out of my eyes. It's just right before my
I'm
birthday
heading to
too, and
the.
I'm like, oh, now I have to go and pee, and
I
my
gotta
eyes
go
are
to the golf
swollen.
course after this, and I marshal out there. Greatest job ever. Um,
Marshall, where? I
at
missed it.
Hidden Hills, the
Hidden
golf
Hills.
course.
Oh my gosh, that's okay.
I love that place. It's my
That's
favorite place
amazing.
to be. I didn't even know that I could golf. I now I'm an avid golfer too.
Right.
Um, but out there it's like poplar hell.
Right.
Oh, it looks like it's snowing out there.
Yes. Oh my
And
gosh.
it's cool until you're like
I can't see.
just awful.
Welcome to Chatham again. We have a very interesting set of allergies here. And
Oh
I've heard
God.
once you move further north, tend to go away, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. I've noticed every time when I go to visit some family, I was like, oh, this is what it's like to breathe normal.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So what else are you into? What else is going on?
Um, well, right now I am just running, doing the campaign thing.
Hmm.
Uh doing the
How
dad
has
thing.
people's response been so far? Like, are they asking you
Okay.
crazy questions or what's going
I
on?
thought for sure, just because of my past, that I would just be the laughing stock.
What?
Um, I just thought it. I didn't have, I did not see it going the way that it's going. I didn't see like all this support. Like I was, like, oh, and then somebody told me it was because I was chatting famous.
Well, then I'm
That's
glad I
funny.
got in right now. I'm glad you're letting me interview you right now because in a month, maybe be like, oh, I don't think I can fit you into my schedule.
My I put my alternative highs email on the campaign thing very strategically,
Mm,
instead of my one that I use for personal,
right.
and that thing blew up.
What?
Like every network wants an interview with the candidate.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's probably cool.
I love that.
Um, doing the dad thing, doing the fiance thing, the son thing, the
Congratulations. When's the big
thank you.
day?
Uh, I think we're thinking like mid to late next year sometime.
Yeah.
She got some things finishing up right now, and I I too am finishing up. I'm right in the tail end of that lawsuit that I spoke about with my butt. So
Right?
that's consumed 5 years of my life.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Um yeah, I'm just dogs laying beside me, running and walking with him all the time. I cycle a lot and I go to the gym a lot during the day. That's kind of my thing. And podcast when there's podcasting to be done.
You said you have like 100 episodes?
Yeah,
Over?
I've got to be just there or
Wow.
just over.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of interviews.
It was so many interviews. I've had I honestly I had and this is just like this is kind of like a little to me. I had an interview last year where the guy called, well, his assistant called because he was meeting with the prime minister on the tarmac. So I mean, no big deal. I thought that was probably the coolest late excuse I've ever
Oh,
heard.
yeah.
Whether it was
Hard
true or
believe.
not, whether it was true or not, I don't care. I'll tell the story for the rest of my life.
Did he ever get rescheduled?
Oh, he showed up.
Oh,
He was
great.
just a little late.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's good. I love
It's
it.
probably the most fun that I've ever had.
I
I
think
love
there's
to
something to
talk.
be said about interviewing people. To be honest, I never considered it in the beginning. I was just started doing videos like kind of teaching in a sense of like sharing knowledge or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I met this guy. Well, I didn't get to meet him in person, but he's from Toronto. His name's Evan Carmichael, and he has a huge YouTube channel. But he's also like teaches you about YouTube. So
Yep.
I started taking like learning from him, and he's like, you know what? The easiest, best way to start is what he calls a biz dev show, which is essentially you're just like interviewing other people. And I'm like, okay, well, if he says so, then I'm a huge like if somebody tells me how to do something and they've already had the experience and know how to do stuff, then I'm just like, okay, I'll give it a
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah. It
Speak from his
is.
experience, and it's been so fun talking to
Yeah.
people and just learning. Like you learn so much when you talk to people and ask them questions and hear about their lives and their stories. Like you
It's
can't,
literally the greatest.
yeah.
I I belong to the Y, and I sit in the 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 steam room, and I listen to all the old boys, and I just listen to their stories, and I was like, man, I just I love hearing that part of it. And
Mhm.
then when I jumped onto this, like I literally the setup that I have right now talking to you is my old podcast setup. I have my little cell phone tripod with my little light just to back it up. And that was how I started at my kitchen table. Now I got a studio given to me. I've got
Oh,
all the cameras and lights, and I've got this beautiful setup, and it's so cool. Uh, Furniture supplied by John Fry Furniture, shameless plug.
wow.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
uh,
That's cool.
it's it is it's been really one of the coolest experiences, and I just hope that I get to do it forever. I don't want it to stop. I got a producer this year. Um, yeah, things are just it's so cool.
I love that for you.
Yeah,
I remember when I first met you and I don't know, this has got to be like 2018 maybe. No,
somewhere around there. I know
2019,
I
yeah.
was sober.
Yeah, because you were talking about the party I had to launch my business. And so, yeah,
Yep.
that was the end of 2019. but I knew
Hmm.
you'd be a little before that.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's been a few years, but I do remember just like admiring because we were kind of surrounded by, a lot of drinking for sure.
Hmm.
I don't know what else because I never did anything else, so I didn't see it. I don't know. It might have been there, but I wasn't paying attention. But a lot of that, and I just remember thinking like you were always there, and you would drive people home and stuff, and I'm just like, wow, I don't know how he does this, not drinking anything. And now being a non-drinker myself, like for almost a year, I'm like 10 days or so from a
That's
year,
so
I think.
amazing. It's
It,
something to be
it's,
so proud of.
you know what? It's probably the most, like, my goal, one of the, like, sort of hidden reasons why I stopped was I just wanted to be clear. Like, I wanted this, like, mental clarity.
Clarity is the most
Oh,
wild thing that we,
yeah,
like I said earlier about taking your legs for granted, we
yeah.
take clarity for granted
Oh,
daily.
yeah. I can't believe now, even like, because I'm so clear, right? Like, I'm so aware of myself and people around me and all that, but it's like, I I do think, there are times in our lives when we've done things that we just, you can't take back, right? But you look back and you think, God, that's stupid. And how many apologies did you have to make for saying something stupid while you were drinking? Or like all those things, right? How many apologies and all of that. And now it's like, if I have to apologize, man, I must have like I'm so aware of what it was, and there's no excuse. There's no
But
excuse now. It's not like, oh,
do you
I had
think
too much
that
to
you would
drink.
have got to this point had you not done all that weird stuff
Oh,
before?
there's a reason for all of the things that happened
That's
in
what
my
I
life,
mean.
right? And
Everything,
yeah.
zero regrets.
Oh, you can't have any
I
regrets.
wish I could say I regretted my crack cocaine days, but I really don't, because it literally made me like the best thing that ever happened to me was getting into that car accident. I mean, some would see it as the worst because today I walk with a cane,
Hmm.
but it literally, had that not happened, I would have been dead shortly thereafter. There was no
Yeah.
way the way I was going that the inevitable wasn't gonna happen. So I did all of it. I love that I did all of it because
Hmm.
it literally made me into this person that I can relate to so many and I can have that conversation with you. And now I can I'll stop and talk to you on the side of the road and because I talk about my life so much and I let you know on all my social platforms, I'm so open about it.
Yeah.
I've made myself so um approachable.
Hmm.
The only time I'm not is when I'm in the gym,
But it's
but
liberating, right? There's no
yeah,
lies. You don't have to disguise yourself at all. Like you're just who you
uh-huh,
are, and you come with so much. Like there's a reason you're still here, and
yeah.
that reason is what fuels you. I
Just
imagine.
sharing the story
Right?
and
Yeah.
the when I get to hear somebody tell me that they caught a video of mine or I'm never the reason why you quit, but there's
Mhm.
like an inspiration there. That's that's one person. That's all I ever wanted to do was help
Yeah.
one person. The fact that I get to help multiple, that's that's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
recipe for greatness.
yeah. I mean, what's it all for if we're not here to serve the greater collective? Like that's what we're here to do.
Yeah,
And most people are just searching for that capacity, searching for the reason that they're here.
yeah.
Why am I here? What am I here to share? What am I here to give? And when you turn the lens to that, when you change your thinking and it's not just about what's here for me, it's
Mhm.
more about who am I here to highlight, to serve, to lift up, and I think that's a lot of people are searching for that. And you have it. You found it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
it's amazing.
it's one of the blessings.
Indeed. Well, thank you, my friend. I am so excited for people to listen to this episode, and I hope that it does exactly what you want it to do. I hope there is, someone who's inspired by your story, because I certainly am. And I do, it's funny because you came to mind when I stopped drinking. I was like, because I'm in a crowd then where other people are drinking, and I'm thinking, this is how he did it. Like he just was there, and because I used to wonder, like, how are you around all these people drinking all the time and not having anything to drink? But it was before I even like considered it myself, so I didn't understand it. I'm just like, huh. But also you would get a lot of people would say, well, what, like why, because they didn't understand, right? Why, and now I'm getting the questions like,
Yeah,
so what's it about? Why aren't you
yeah,
drinking? Like it's some kind of secret hidden agenda.
yeah. I had no idea what it was doing at the time, but it was creating a story for us 8 years later to talk
Yeah,
about.
exactly. Yeah, I can't forget it. I mean, it's just a core memory, right? Of
Yeah,
like, so funny.
yeah, I love that.
Well,
I
thank you so much for being. Is there anything else you want to share? And below the video, everyone, there will be some links where you can find Dustin Gawne and his amazing work and any way you want to be connected. But is there anything that you want to share with us before we wrap up?
with no struggle, there is no process. And with no hard work put into things, we don't have nothing to be proud of. So do with that what you will. Make yourself the better version that you need yourself to be for you, for your family, for your friends, and just live with love,
I love that.
peace, and love. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that so much. And where can people connect with you if they want to learn more about your story, if they want to interview you, if they want to?
Well, I have my Facebook. I have Daddy Hines. I have Alternative Highs, both Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Um,
We'll put those links
and
below.
if my YouTube channel is Alternative Highs, and yeah, I'm pretty easy to find
Good.
and
Okay.
even easier to talk to.
Well, I want to encourage everyone to go and check out Alternative Highs and check him out on social media and go and start listening because he's interviewing some amazing people and the shows are just great. So thank you so much for being on here today. I'm so excited to have you and get this out.
Appreciate it. It was so much fun. It was a blast being on this side too. I really did it. Love it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's many more interviews
You're
coming.
doing a great job. Be proud of yourself.
Thanks so much, Dustin. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, bye for now, everyone.
Peace and love.